Let's talk about the truth behind climate change. Climate change is real. Just look at the headlines. The Arctic is rapidly warming. Ice is melting and is at a record low level. This was published in 1922. The overwhelming majority of climate scientists have reached consensus on one thing. It's getting colder, 1961. Arctic ice is growing ominously thicker. Scientists fear it's the start of our next ice age, 1970. Our climate is always changing, but we can ignore these past climate changes because today is different. Today we emit too much CO2, and CO2 drives temperatures. Al Gore proved that with this graph in his Nobel Prize-winning film, An Inconvenient Truth. Now, as shown in that film, it's obvious. Every time CO2 changed, temperatures changed. Case closed, right? Wrong. If Mr. Gore had simply moved these two lines together, the audience would have seen this. Temperatures always changed first. Always. Now, Mr. Gore and the film's producers had to know that that's what the science said, but they deliberately left the audience and the world with the exact opposite impression. But we can give Mr. Gore a free pass because today is different. Today, we're upsetting Earth's natural balance of CO2. The question is, what is Earth's natural balance of CO2? As you can see in the lower left portion of this graph, today's levels of CO2 are very near an all-time low. More importantly, if we superimpose past ice ages on this graph, we'll see that ice ages have occurred when CO2 levels were many times greater than today. But again, we can ignore this fact because today is different. Today's temperatures are the highest ever recorded. That's a true and scary fact, but according to the United Nations panel of climate scientists, today's temperatures remain below the average of the last 10,000 years. Now, these are not my facts. They come from the United Nations, they come from NASA, they come from Al Gore himself. And they tell a very different story than the one we've heard for the past 30 years. Something is very wrong with the information we've been given, and I think it's time someone said something. But who am I to be the one speaking? Well, this is me doing what I love to do, enjoying the outdoors. I have contributed to the Sierra Club and many other green organizations. I am committed to leaving a healthy, vibrant environment for future generations. I've also spent the last 35 years as an energy engineer and the last 17 years working in future energy planning. In that role, I focused on three things. First and foremost, protecting the environment. Number two, evaluating alternative energy technologies that will provide the clean, affordable, and sustainable energy we all want. And number three, studying climate change. The bottom line, I know when I'm being lied to. Perhaps just as important, I don't know the Koch brothers, and no one has paid me for my research. The book Popular Deceptions is available on Amazon. Climate change is just one of the many topics discussed in the book. Read the book, get all the facts, and when you do, you will have no doubt. We are being deceived, the deceptions are intentional, and they are about to become very costly for all of us. Thank you.